is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
I had me some Wingstop for dinner last night.
Oh, did you?
Uh-huh. It was good. I had, because of this show, I had boneless, and I had half lemon pepper, which I never had eaten on boneless until they started bringing them here, and half hot.
Was it free?
It was good. It was not free. I paid for it. Wow. Paid my hard-earned money for that.
Wow.
It was your $10 for the day.
I know, man. I made my girlfriend pay for it, though.
Ah!
That's how you do it.
Winning! Whoa, that just threw me off. The TVs are switched. Normally, we're on that TV. How you fellas doing? How you doing, Nate? You good?
Yes, sir.
I need to get my Happy Holiday graphic up here.
You do.
I know we had one last year on the other show that I did here at DallasCowboys.com. Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Cover 4?
Yeah, I'll send it to
Before you got fired off that show?
Yeah.
How many shows have you been fired off of in the last year?
2.
2?
2.
Okay.
Yeah, a radio station and
Working on number 3,
Man,
right?
listen, trust me, I gotta lay low. Nate, I gotta lay low. That's 2 in 1 year.
Thank goodness we didn't have a game yesterday.
Golly.
Kurt, how you doing?
Good, good.
You good? Your
Monday, but you know.
Have you had your hair cut yet?
No. Well, I
It's
trimmed it a
dark.
little bit on the side, but yeah.
It's darker. It's coming back less
So?
gray, I think.
I
Yeah.
hope. I doubt it, but I hope.
Looks less gray. Call us, 888-855-2297. We'll talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. Are we doing the 30 seconds today? What are we doing, Nate?
Whatever y'all want to do, man. But I tell you what, man.
What? Purple looks good on you,
I'm
by
gonna
the
tell
way.
you what
Brings
hurt,
out your eyes.
I'm gonna tell you what hurt me.
Say thank you when
yesterday.
someone gives you a compliment.
Yeah.
I know your people taught you better than that. He complimented your shirt. I said it looks good on your eyes.
First of all, you got to pay attention to that person that gave you the compliment, right? All right.
So sorry.
Yeah, so you got to hear him. Yeah,
Why
thank
do
you.
I show up to this show on Mondays?
Yeah, I almost thought you were gonna say show up for this.
I should have.
Hey, but let me.
I had situational awareness, though, and I
I'm
remember
gonna tell you
where I
what. As much as I hated Saturday, why did they play the championship game Saturday? There was some bombed out championship games in college.
You weren't happy with college football this
That was
weekend, were
sorry.
you?
That was sorry. But I'm gonna say I was happy with Sunday football.
Yes.
Until they show a graphic
Uh-oh.
of all the NFC conferences. And some teams had like 10-2.
10 wins.
Some teams had like 2 teams had like 10-2.
Some
10.
teams already clinched the division
Yeah, some teams had like.
with 4 games left.
And then they went down to the NFC East.
Oh Lord.
I said, "Oh my God!"
And then you saw the Eagles' schedule and saw our schedule. And you're like, this ain't looking great.
I'm like, but no, I'm talking about the 10-2,
I know.
10-2,
I know.
9-4,
6-6.
I'm like, wow.
6 and 7.
Say, oh, my bad. I
Yeah,
tried to
yeah.
forget that last one.
And so I looked at, I was like, the NFC East, Cowboys 6-7. That ain't no good, fellas.
You could you win this division with 7 wins?
Yeah.
As long as you
Philly
beat the
keeps
Eagles?
losing.
That's
Yeah.
all you gotta do is beat the.
Yeah.
Beat the Eagles and you could
Well, the
win.
They lose
Eagles would have to
tonight.
lose another game as well. So if the Eagles
Right.
lose one
Lose
more
tonight,
and then
yeah.
you beat them, so they'd have to lose 2 of their last 3.
Who they play tonight?
Giants.
Giants, where at?
New York.
They are at
New
home.
York, where
No, they're
Eli
home.
Eli's starting. You think Eli trying to
You know
rally?
what? Watch Eli just go light it up.
Stop.
He's playing for another team. He's trying to get on another team.
No, he's not. He'll find. Trust me, he'll find a job.
Speaking of another team, some news just went down.
What's the breaking news noise?
Yeah.
Like,
Do we have a breaking news?
That's it. Yeah, I was doing something.
There, I just made it
Yeah,
up.
that's it.
What's the breaking news, fellas?
Just kicking. Just kicking.
I think Nick's.
Hey!
I like
Where did
that.
that come from?
That news is better than the story. I mean, that music is better than the breaking news.
I think Nick's headline was going to be new kicks. Brett Maher released by the Cowboys.
released.
Signed Kai Forbath.
Forbath.
Where's he been? He's been in.
all over.
All
He's been
over.
here before.
Yeah.
He's been a Cowboy, but
He's
Went
redheaded.
to
isn't
training
he?
camp.
he was in training camp.
He's redheaded guy, isn't he?
New England last week.
I don't think so.
Look him up.
Hey, we got any calls, Kyle?
Yeah, we got a couple. Let's go to the phones. Mario in L.A.
Talk about kickers.
What you think about this kicking news?
I think it's great news. It's about time. I mean, you got to pull the trigger sooner. We waited this long. Could have done this sooner. But, hey, guys, quick question for you, and what's up to everybody?
Hey.
Always calling from L.A., second home of the Cowboys, like I said. Quick question for you. I mean, looking forward, Jason is not the right man for the job. He just simply doesn't have the pedigree to coach a team like the Cowboys. It's the Cowboys. It's not, the Cincinnati Bengals. Anyway, looking forward, coaching. Do you guys think we would benefit more of like on-your-face type of coach, someone that calls you out like a John Gruden, Parcells, or do we need more of a coach like a Jimmy Johnson who lets you play, a Barry Switzer that lets you do your thing and just show up on game day? What kind of coach do we need to coach this talented team? Because it seems like it's all about personality. And we have this talented teams like the ones we have. I think it makes a big difference. So what do you guys think? What kind of coach do we need looking forward?
Thanks for the call, Mario. Well, first off, we're not looking for a coach. So we can dismiss that call until the end of the season and let this thing
Call
play
back,
out.
my friend, because that no. See, y'all took that the wrong way.
Call back in January.
Yeah, y'all took that the wrong way. But I'm saying call back
How should we take it?
because
Sometimes you just got to laugh, don't you?
that may apply in January, but it don't apply right now. That's what I'm saying. Call back. It was a good question, just the wrong time.
Jimmy was an in-your-face guy, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, Jimmy was. Most coaches that demand your excellence normally will get in your face trying to get the best out of you. Not in a bad way, but just talking to you, trying to get you going.
So here's my thing. And your coach, when you said Jimmy, made me think of watching the games on Sunday. Your former coach, Jimmy Johnson, he had comments about, he said if he doesn't think that Jason Garrett will be the coach here next year. And if he is, he thinks that it would be a miserable situation for everyone involved. What is your take on your former coach?
Saying that? It's the truth. It's nowhere.
So no matter what happens,
playoffs,
deep run, anything, no matter what happens.
Let me tell you how bad this will get. If they make it to the NFC Championship and they lose by 1 point, and Mr. Jones decided to bring him back, you know you can't lose not one game next year. You can't lose not one game, let alone because now, guess what? Even with a 7-9 record, you playing a first-place schedule next year again.
I didn't even think about that.
You playing a first-place.
Did not even think about that.
And you have not shown to be able to beat a team with a winning record. What is the previous years for these teams? Every one of them, the majority of them going to be winning records, teams that know how to win. You can't lose.
That's a great point, Nate.
You can't lose.
That's probably one of your best points ever.
I didn't even think about that.
That was great. That was a good point.
Wow. I mean,
Jesse, act like you ain't been on the show for
that was a great point.
13 weeks.
But no. I let Jesse talk because
he likes to.
He's part Scottish. He get the bag, the bagpipes.
Wind pipes.
I'm full of wind.
Full of wind. Bagpipes.
But no, Jesse, brothers, y'all know that you don't do that. You don't take a man to the end of his rope. Jason Garrett, for the first time in all of these years, this is the first time I can look at him during a game and see he's very, very uncomfortable. You talking about a fan base that they'll be happy. We got the NFC Championship game. Wow, that thing was close, 15 or whatever, low score. I'm talking about not a high score. Oh my God, it was great. Training camp. Oh, look how great everybody looking. Get through. Then the first loss. Don't let it be a back-to-back.
You know what's bad? I think
you're right.
I think for the first time, the fan base, and they've been to the edge a few times, but I think for the first time, you could probably poll the fan base and say, if you won the Super Bowl, are you okay bringing the coach back? And I honestly think the majority of people would be like, nope. Like, I don't want that as far as a fan perspective.
So here's another thing that I've been hearing a lot in social media, and when it comes to coaching and different type of things, right, leadership. What would – because I look at, like, leadership comes and leadership is multiple. You have some guys who are in your face, cuss at you, Bill Parcells type guys. You have some guys who don't raise their voice at all, a la Tony Dungy. Both very successful. Coach Landry. All of them very successful. All of them very good at what they do. All of them are in the Hall of Fame for some way, shape, or form. All of them have rings. All of them are regarded as being one of the best at what they do. With where the game is now, what type of coach leadership do you think that this team, this group of players, you have to, because of the dynamics of it, you have to add into it this ownership. What type of leader do you think this team needs? We saw docile with Wade Phillips, and he had some successful seasons. We saw less docile in Jason Garrett. We've seen in your face Jimmy Johnson and Bill Parsons. So we've seen the gamut. We've seen we've seen that coaching situation. Right. So there's been a number of coaches here. What do you think is the best style of coaching that this team needs to get the absolute best out of these players? And I say that because over the weekend, I had an opportunity. I was out, and will remain nameless, but I talked to a prominent player on this team, and he was frustrated. He was just like, man, it's so frustrating that you look around and we have everything we have all the components. We cannot figure out what is going on. We cannot figure it out. We're looking around everywhere, and it's so frustrating as a team that we cannot figure out what is happening. Why aren't we having success with everything that we have? So my thing is, it's what type of coach will take that frustration that he is talking about, the talent that I guess we've all overrated maybe, and how do you maximize that for it not just to be a paper roster, but one who goes out there and significantly competes week in and week out?
Need a pen?
That's
Kurt?
the $1 million question, isn't it? I mean,
your opinions.
A lot of times when you have a more docile coach, I think you called it, you tend to swing the pendulum the other way and get a hard-nosed guy in here. But like you've talked before, I mean, these days, do players respond to that?
No, I don't. I think here's what guys respect.
How you spell for Phil?
F-U-L.
F-U.
L.
For Phil?
For Phil?
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
F-U-L-F-I-L-L.
What's that?
F-U-L-F-I-L-L.
Nobody wants to spell it.
I'm spelling it black way. For
Phil.
F-O-U-R F-O-R-E.
Who is Phil?
P-H-I.
Y'all can pick at her, brother.
F-O-R.
That's why I'm the only one sitting there with Super Bowl rings.
Oh, that's the way you want to go.
Yeah, that's how Monday's going for us. See what happens when you don't have a game for a week and a half?
Kurt, can you read the back of that? He just asked a question.
1, do your job. 2, know your job. 3, fulfill your job.
Tell that player that's frustrated, if he do those 3 things there, and everybody do that as an individual, they'll be right where they need to be.
Yeah, I was going to say, to me, I don't know. Yes, I think personality is part of it. But like you said, they've had the gamut. You can have a player's coach. You can have a coach's coach. I think you gotta be somebody that's got skins on the wall. Yes. Somebody that's respected because of what they've done on the football field. And I think that's, especially if you're
Jason Garrett won a part of Super Bowls.
No, I'm not. I'm saying
part of, and
let me say this:
being the orchestrator of, I think is a
total control.
And I'll use this as an example. I'll use myself as an example. Like, I was a part of a national championship. Raymond Felton, Sean May, Rashad McCants, those guys were the guys that got us the national championship. So I can say that I'm a national champion, but those. You can say, like, there's some guys in your team who have Super Bowl rings. May not have done anything to contribute to that Super Bowl championship.
But Rick Carlisle wasn't the man on his with the Knicks or whoever he played with and got a championship. What you have to have
Phil
as
Jackson?
a coach Yeah, as a coach, and I think Rick Carlisle played with a championship team too. Boston, I think it was. What you have to have as a coach is total control.
But that's not happening here.
Okay.
And that's never going to happen here.
But you asked.
But that's never going to happen here.
But you asked.
So what do we do in the event? Like, that's never going to happen. As long as the ownership of this team last name is Jones, you're never going to have total control.
Okay. You asked, and if a coach come in here, a high-powered coach come in here, first of all, he going to want to say, do I have complete control over the player movement, who makes the team, who don't make the team, who play and who don't play? No. That's first and foremost. Number two is, you know what, Nate, I know you like Jess, I know you like Kurt, and I know you like the Beard. But you know what? Only person I want to keep is Kyle. The rest of them got to go.
All right.
Guess what? Is that happening?
Depends. It depends on what does my contract look like? What does his contract look like? What does his contract look like?
But you know what? You trying to change the culture and the way players think. So you can't have old Kurt in here saying, yeah, Nate, remember how it used to be when Jason here, we had to worry about that? Oh, but what about this dude here? This dude want his house clean and ready to focus on what he need. The reason Zim is successful is not because he stayed here, it's because he went to Minnesota and they gave it up. The reason Sean Payton is successful is not because he stayed here, it's because he went to New Orleans and they gave it up. The reason these people in the Ravens are successful with John Harbaugh and the system that they decided to change with this quarterback because they committed the house to him. You got to commit the house to the next coach. If you're not going to commit the house to the next coach, if you don't do that in the first 2 or 3 years, guess what?
Hey, this is the best Monday. You are coming with it. Hey,
I'm just saying,
put
man.
that purple shirt on every Monday.
You coming
with it.
That's a color of royalty.
That's a great point.
Mm-hmm. If looking at these games this week did not motivate you as an ex-player, player, or fan of the game, don't you want your team when they put up the divisions or the NFC? I mean, that really hurt my feelings. I don't know what it did for the players, but I saw 10-2, 9-4. I saw it. I'm like, wow. And then they dropped down to the East, 6-7.
You know what I've thought about?
5-7.
If they win this division and they have a losing record or they win it at 8-8, what do you do with, if you're a player, what do you do with that hat and that T-shirt they give you?
You keep it. Yeah, you earned it.
Do you put it on, or do you just be like, no, we're going to go win some games?
You keep it. Mm-hmm. You be proud of it. You know, like I told my dad, to win anything and to get in anybody's playoff is hard. Okay, and sometimes it takes luck. Thanks to Philadelphia. So I'm serious. Mm-hmm. But you keep it, you cherish it, but the real players, and I mean the real players, gonna look at this like, you know what, y'all, this ain't how I feel. And they're gonna do something about it. It took for me to go to a Super Bowl, for me to really understand. I went to the New York, Buffalo, and Tampa where they kicked the field goal at the end to win it. That was my first Super Bowl I went to. And I was doing it more for my mother and father, like, hey, let's go to the Super Bowl, And we all went, and I'm kind of sitting up there, and I'm watching this, and I'm watching all these people, and it dawned on me that billions of people was watching this one game. Mm-hmm. How would you like to be that person out on the field playing
with the world watching?
With the world watching you, and it pushed me. And Charles Hayden, then Coach John, all these people came to my life to make sure I never forgot what I thought. And man, I wouldn't trade it for $1 million.
So can that be found or changed or whatever?
Well, I was just another fat guy in the NFL. It changed me. It just depends on what's in you, and then and I don't want to be
can it
spiritual,
change with 3
but
games
what
to
God
go?
gonna put around you,
right?
So That is how I looked at it. And then from that point on, I got in my dad's car. I think we was in his van. We got in. I'm like, you all right, son? I'm like, yeah, man. That Super Bowl, boy, man. I'm thinking in my mind, I'm not saying that, but man, what if my mom and dad got a chance to see their son in the Super Bowl? And so, like I said, hey, come Charles Haley. Hey, you already had Troy and Emmett. These guys were already focused. So it was not hard to focus for these guys. And I still was a knucklehead along the way. But when Sundays came, it was time to get on.
I think the big thing that you're hitting on is there was a collective like-mindedness.
Yes, it was.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't think that there's as a whole,
as a group,
that there is a because people can say, like, if you ask any team, go to the Browns, go to the Buccaneers, you can ask any team, hey, you want to win the Super Bowl? Yeah, I do. Okay, what are you willing to give up?
But this is what you got to do.
What are you willing to do to get that? I think what you're talking about is having, especially like you said, Charles Haley, Hall of Famer, Troy Aikman, Hall of Famer, Emmett, Michael. You had guys.
You're talking about players that's 100 players.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like you got dudes.
Yeah. So was the coach? Did that help? Or
That's what I'm trying to say. That was over the top. Jimmy was over the top. But the salary cap is what makes everything different now. But you still, like, my hat's off. And see, I never gave up on this guy, but a lot of people gave up on this guy, like Sean McVay. Sean McVay ain't never stopped working on his game plan, and they killed him with the load management with Gurley. But guess what? The last 3 games, he's been killing folks because he got a game plan, and no matter what we think out here, he got it and he's running it. Wade Phillips said, give me 2 corners and we'll be back in it. They went and got Wade Phillips 2 corners, and guess what?
They're back in it. We're going to get to see it Sunday. Up close.
Ramsey and the other kid. A backup kid who they got rid of Peterson for. A backup kid.
Let's take another break, or our first break. Can't even keep up with what's going on. Chris, hang in there, and special guest caller Jay from Rhode Island's on the phone. Right. We come back on Hanging with the Boys.
The Cowboys way, where Thanksgiving means spending the day with 100,000 of your closest family and friends to watch the game live. Where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships show us what success looks like. Where we're all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans have the power to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America.
Copyright 2019, Bank of America Corporation.
Hey, Cowboys fans, if you're thinking about attending a game this season, visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today. Stay at the team hotel, have dinner with a Cowboys legend, and experience AT&T Stadium's exclusive VIP Owners Club. Also, tour the Star, get autographs from your favorite players, and talk X's and O's with me, Mickey Spagnola. The official travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys will take care of all your travel needs. Visit cowboystravel.com.
Ready? Okay. Give me an S. S. Give me an O. O. Give me an S. S. Give me an O. O. What's that spell?
So.
Are we gonna win?
Not if we play like we cheer.
Just okay is not okay. Whether it's cheerleaders or your wireless network, AT&T is America's best wireless network. Best network based on GWS One score September 2019.
So, you're shopping, and that's when you see it. Aisle 23. Dr. Pepper stacked from top to bottom as far as the eye can see. The phrase too good to be true comes to mind, yet there it is. A rich, delicious Dr. Pepper paradise. Wait, did that can of Dr. Pepper just open itself for you? They all are. As if to say, so nice to treat you. And even though it feels weird to talk to a can, you pick one up and say, it's so nice to be treated. Dr. Pepper, so nice to treat you.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Back. Kurt wants to talk about draws.
Talk about nestling the junk in Tommy John,
Hey.
the softest, most
It ain't been
supportive
cold
underwear
enough
out
yet
there.
to get them fluffy
Fluffy tomorrow,
draws.
huh? They're featured packed and feel amazing. And if you disagree, they're backed by the best player everywhere. They're free guaranteed. Shop exclusive Cowboys underwear at TommyJohn.com/Cowboys. 20% off your first order.
Yeah, it's supposed to. What? It's about 70 degrees here now, and it's supposed to be what tomorrow? 40 something.
Possible snow flurries.
Tomorrow it's supposed to be down to 30 tomorrow. 34 tonight.
I'm loving that.
High of 46 tomorrow.
Something, dude, man.
Oh, man, I'm loving it.
And then
bro.
Sunday it's supposed to be back up to 65. I'm gonna be sicker than hell.
Coffee, man, just sipping coffee all day.
You like cold weather?
Oh, bro.
If you had to be stuck in one season, what would y'all season be?
It'll be
spring.
Oh, spring.
It'll be the spring breaking right into summer.
Oof.
I'm loving that.
About that 79 to 85, 87.
Yeah, low humidity.
Yeah, I'm rocking. I'm rocking
that San Diego weather.
But then,
that's on my short list.
But the perfect weather, man, was like 55, no wind. Sun is out and it's 55, no wind.
That's your
just get a cup of coffee.
Look at how excited he is.
Oh, that's like a fat man drinking. But hey, you know what? When it get real cold, we're gonna go down there with your mom and her partner, Miss Patty, and we're gonna break out a big can of them
cinnamon
rolls, man. We're gonna get us some coffee, man, and sit out on the porch.
Go back to Mardi Gras with me this year, Patty.
Nah, I don't want nobody but me, you, Miss Patty, and us.
That's right. You don't.
Just all us.
You don't like people.
I want the people I know. Take the roll, get my man Country Wayne. We all just go down. Kyle, we go down. I'm serious, man. We all chop it up.
DeRoe,
baby.
DeRoe texted me over the weekend and said his dad's okay.
Good.
He's back. He's back in the rotation. So expect an appearance from DeRoe.
Good. Right. That's good to hear.
All right, let's go to the phones. Chris in Connecticut. Sorry you had to hold so long, man.
No problem. It's always worth it. Hey guys, you guys were asking a question about what kind of coach we need. Well, just to start, I'd love to have a coaching staff that's flexible. I don't know about
make
you guys.
Adjustments during the game?
Oh, you talking about
yoga? Yeah,
okay.
and game plan. I feel like I can't
Get
tell
your
you how
phone,
many times
man. You sound like me. Your phone.
Yeah, no, I turned that off. Sorry about that. I'm just tired of seeing defensive backs playing 8-9 yards off of their receiver on 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 3. You're just conceding that you're going to get a first down, and it's just mind-boggling to me to see how often receivers are running in the middle of the field. There's not anybody within 10, 15 yards, and then you flip it and you look at the Cowboys and the guys are blanketed. They can't get any separation. So I know you guys poo-pooed me last week, but I think the system that they're running on defense it's seen its day. I mean, when you have running quarterbacks, the sophisticated offenses that people are running, and you're sitting back there in that tired defense that, they ran 20 years ago, I just don't get it. I think it's time to move on from that system.
You know what?
Thanks for the call.
I rarely say this, but Rashad is better than that. He's better than what we seeing. Now, maybe his coaching techniques don't fit these guys because he has some elite killers.
That's the ding, 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 ding,
He has some
ding,
elite
ding,
killers with Seattle. So maybe this system, his technique, don't fit these guys. Maybe they're not comfortable with it.
And he had different types of players in Seattle too, right? Tall, rangy type guys. And here you got
Jeff Heath.
He's tried to build that.
No.
But
go on. You right. Both of y'all right. But what I'm saying is, these guys were supremely confident. As a DB, you can have just to know he's seen all these talented DBs, got marbles for brain and no confidence. First of all, you got to be confident to walk up to another dude who know where he's going and knowing what he's doing, and say, you know what, dog, this is what it's like. Like Ramsey did yesterday, all day with Seattle. And I'm like, man, I'm sorry, young Metcalf. This is what it is. And Metcalf got him a couple of times, but he right there in his ear. Hey, bro, you got lucky.
Those guys make any coach look good, though. I mean, Sherman and Thomas would make me look good.
And they had another hard hit.
They had Cam Chancellor, and then even the cornerback on the other side,
who went
Browner.
Yeah, went to Atlanta and got exposed.
He in jail now, but
bless his heart.
Yeah, but
he'll be all right.
But here's the thing, and Nate, you are 1,000% correct. What Rashard had in Seattle, I mean, going back to Bobby Wagner and KJ Wright, and Michael Bennett, and guys like that in the back end, you had guys that would. This is where we always. But here is it's this thing. We go back to the genesis of it.
Yeah.
What is coaching? I have to be able to evolve. Okay, I don't have Richard Sherman. I don't have Brandon Browner. I don't have Earl Thomas. I don't have Cam Chancellor back there. How can I change what I do to fit the personnel that I have? Yeah. That is coaching. This is the one thing that we continue to come back to over and over and over and over again. You are beating your head you are literally beating your head against the wall if you're thinking you're going to get Legion of Boom production without Legion of Boom talent.
But see,
that's when you, as a coach, you have to come back and self-evaluate and sit there.
Let me ask this question. Okay, what if this coach, and I know he coaches like this, he says, fellas, and you tell them what a basic cover 2 coverage is. Just explain to everybody what a basic cover 2 is.
You got 2 corners who want to funnel everything outside. 2 high safeties are on the hash, have over the top. You want to just keep everything on the outside. That middle linebackers, they're going to drop. If you got Tampa 2, that middle linebacker is always going to drop, open up to the strength of the side. Strength of the side is whatever side the tight end is on or the multiple side of the receivers.
Not only does Rashard tell them how the strength of this defense, he said, now this is what can beat us, that seam. When they get so deep between that safety and that, do not let them get into our seams, or do not let somebody cross and you run across there as a corner and forget that your safety ain't got that seam back there. You have to stay back there and let him catch that post coming across. You can't run across there as a corner and think that, okay, he gonna get that seam over there and they got a dude flaring out on a wheel route. What we do on Sundays? We let that dude go on the post. Here go our corners. Trailing, here go to do that in the wheel route. The back can't get there because he ain't fast enough. It's Sean Lee. And they just run. And here go to safety like, I done ran across with this dude deep. Now you got to do it right now.
So you're saying the coaching and the scheme isn't the problem. It's being where you're supposed to be within that scheme. And that's where the breakdown is, right?
Unless the players are lying. I've heard every one of our DBs except Jones say, I need to do what the defense asked me to do. I need to be where I need to be. Unless they lying. And see, Jesse can tell me if they lying or not because I don't know route combinations like he do. I don't know every coverage back there like he do. But you can't tell me as a cornerback or as a safety that you're out of place. I hear a linebacker.
Execute.
But that goes back to what Jason Garrett said. If you guys heard his phone call a couple days ago, and one, he kept saying guys are doing their own thing. Guys are trying to. You wrote down what's the number one thing that you wrote?
Do your job. Know your job.
Right. He was saying that guys are trying to do other stuff other than what we asked them to do. Mm-hmm. But then he comes out and he says, "Well, we're going to start playing the guys who are doing it right." Wait, what? Now, this is from his mouth. I'm not.
I remember that.
Wait, yeah, what?
I remember that.
Now, if you guys remember me saying, and I hate comparing the two, but we always go back to who are the best and what Bill Belichick and that team does. They actually play the best. Not because you have the best stats or who had the best week. No, who was able to execute what we wanted to execute this week? That's who's playing. And now to hear him say, well, going forward, we're going to play the guy who's doing what we asked him to do. So who are you playing before that?
Well.
So again, it goes back to this is being accepted.
So the guy even if the guy who's doing what he's supposed to do isn't as talented as the guy who's not, you're still going to play.
That now, when I went to New England, that's how it was. Mm-hmm. if your assignment on cover 2 was to have hook flat and you couldn't stay in the hook flat, someone who could will go in to play that cover 2.
Even if they had to take you off the field for that series of plays, they was going to take you off the field.
So I go back to is this, again, players are culpable for what they do, 100%. But it's like children. Your children will continue to do, and this is the way it's for men as well in relationships. Ladies, if you're listening, a man will continue to do what you let him do.
Yeah.
If you let me get away with it over and over and over again, I'm going to continue to do it. So the same thing with your children. So if you're saying to me, it's okay for player X to not be in the flat when he's supposed to be in the flat because he's chasing someone across the field, and now they run a wheel route, and he gets to play over and over and over. What are you saying to the rest of the guys? Well, hell, if he ain't got to do it, why do I have to do it? And now you have a bunch of guys in here doing whatever the hell they want to do, and then you come out there on Sunday and you're saying, well, we got to execute better. Well, the guys who you keep putting out here to execute ain't doing it. And you haven't corrected it in the sense of correcting it, not saying you got to be in the flat. Take his butt off the field. Take their butt off the field. If they're supposed to have a 14-yard in and they consistently run on a 12-yard in and we can't convert on third downs because you keep allowing these short routes to be run and not correcting it, to not putting a hammer down on it, this is where that inconsistency comes from. When you go into practice and guys are allowed to get away with it in practice and allowed to get away with it in the game of mistackling, right? You know how to tackle. Bring your feet, shoot your hands, head across the bow. You learned that in Pop Warner. That's Pop Warner 101 stuff. But if this stuff is continued to allow to be happening week in and week out, practice in, practice out, game in and game out, no one's ever going to take you seriously. That's what I mean about when guys have started shutting it down on the message.
See, this is what gets me, man, is the fact that when it's 3rd and 3, they line up in the I formation. They got 2 tight ends, and they tight. You know they coming in the middle. You know. And somehow a guy run through 3 tackles, you got a guy that stopped him. He is stopped. He spins, go for another yard, bounce off another guy and go for 4 yards. And you say, what happened there? And you go back and look at the film, and guys just missing tackles. So you got to assume that either this is an elite running back, which 9 times out of 10 is an average running back, and or the guys don't know how to tackle, which we know that ain't true. So, and then they walk off the sideline, and everybody kind of looking at the next guy.
Because no one can say anything to anybody. Because if you try to say something to me, well, hell, you did it.
Yeah. And to go to your point where guys aren't doing what they're supposed to do, hell, 2 weeks ago, me and you talked about it, Nate. There's a guy in the locker room after the game. They interviewed him, and he said, I tried to do some things on my own.
Yeah, that hurt me.
Which
can't believe he admitted that.
Yeah, but you know what?
And it's like, that's exactly what you're talking about. Guys not.
But these are the guys who are playing.
He was right back out there the next.
Yes,
these are the guys who are playing, who are starting, who are playing significant snaps. So again, as a player, I'm looking around. I'm saying if player A can do what he wants and not be penalized for it, but guess what? I'm going rogue too. And now you don't have to have 11 guys go rogue. I need 1 or 2 guys to go rogue. And it kills everything. And no one has checked it. It's gone unchecked. See, you can't just say, come on, man. No. Sit him down.
And then you know what? This is just a personal thing with me, because this will be nationwide in every sport. I don't care if you was swimming. If I ever be a coach of a team and see a cat do this right here after a bad play, you ain't playing for a long time. My bad. It's a 90-yard touchdown. who you think it is. Brother, you talking about, I'm like, wow, man, this dude just went 40 yards. And you talking about you're bad with 4 other guys. When are you going to stop with my bad and start doing your job?
When someone checks them.
Yeah.
When someone says this is no longer a valid excuse. This should get that on the bench.
Wow. But
and so until that happens, until someone comes in and says, this is no longer acceptable to me, this is not a valid answer for me, especially when I've already given you the answers to the test, and all you have to do is be where I tell you to be.
I was watching a game 2 weeks ago, and a dude released a guy to the inside. Same thing we was talking about as a cover 2. He released the guy to the inside, and I can't think what game. And this dude was backing up, and they caught it right in the seam behind him. He turned around because he went up to get it on the back. He turned around, and the dude ran into the end zone. So he did this right here. I can't think what game. He looked, but see the difference is, you know what that dude did? He kind of got mad right then, but he stopped. And the next time they showed him, he was over talking to the safety like, man, and you can hear him saying, we do have to communicate. If you're going to do your thing, you got to let me know. And he hugged him, and I'm saying to myself, does that ever happen with us where you go, hey, Jesse, I blew that, bro, and I promise you I won't never do that again to you. You know, do you care enough about your teammates to do your job?
Well, you know what we do care enough about? We care enough about Jay in Rhode Island because we do not hear from him enough these days. Where have you been, Jay?
Jay!
Hey, guys. How you doing? Yeah, I've been around. I've just been so disappointed, to say the least, this season, and so angry.
So wait a minute. So you mad at the team, so you cut us off and don't want to talk to us. That's messed up.
No, guys, no. Come on. I didn't mean it like that. You know that. I love you guys. I'm still here all the time. I'm doing my comments. I'm coming through. I was afraid I may say something because the season was kind of still in doubt for the past few weeks. I don't see the season in doubt anymore. I really don't, which is why I'm calling. I mean, during the Patriots game, Troy Aikman saying it's all coaching, and then Mr. Jones comes out and said it's 100% coaching. I'm like, that's it. Like, the season, it's finished. Because subconsciously, whether you want to believe it or not, subconsciously, these players, especially on defense, they're not getting off their blocks. They're making a business decision. They're like, subconsciously, they're like, listen, I'm not going to go kill myself for a guy who's not going to be here next year. That's what I truly think is happening. You know, this season, I hate to say it, guys, it's finished. It's totally finished. And I kind of
I've never thought I would hear this coming from you. I never thought that.
No, me neither. This is Nate. Listen to me, Nate. I was supposed to come.
Right.
My whole life, I wanted to see a game in Dallas. I was supposed to come to the Rams game.
Right.
My cousin said to me last week, "Do you still want to go?" I said, "Nah."
Jay.
No, I'm going to come next year. Because, I was down on my luck for about 2.5 years.
Right.
I'm finally back on my feet, thanks to God. Thank you,
right.
the Lord. I turned my life over 12 years ago. I turned it over 12 years ago, but I'm back. I'm back on my feet. So I can come next year, the first 4 games.
Right.
This way, I'll be excited. But, it's just because the reason why I'm so upset, the reason why I'm so angry, and Shannon, you know this to be true because I said this to you 2 months before the season even started. We need a field goal kicker. He's like the Phil Niekro of field goal kicker. Every ball is a knuckleball. I've never seen a ball go through. I've never seen a ball go that way. Left, right, up, down. It's insane. I'm having a heart attack even when it's good. No, it's not. It's not good. How could you? And you didn't even bring in competition.
Hey, Kyle, please keep this.
All right? You didn't even bring in competition.
Oh, they did
Before
today,
the
sir.
season started, I played safety. All right, I played safety.
Right.
You know, I had a scholarship to Boston College. You guys
Right.
know that. Or I blew my knee in '88. Back
Right.
then, I was the death sentence. You know that.
Right.
Okay?
You the man.
I knew that was a deficiency this year. You know, like Jeff Heath in that Jets game. I almost had a stroke. I mean, on that 90-yard pass.
Right.
You know, he's cutting straight across the field. Take a 45-degree angle. You can always come back for the ball, but once it's over your head, you're dead. You know,
Hey,
play
Jay.
Donovan Wilson.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
Our buddy Jerry that calls into the show from Arkansas said you pick a game next year other than opening day, and he's going to take you to a game with his tickets.
Oh, my God, no. Tell him that's great. Tell him I will meet him. We'll meet him for drinks, but my cousin and I, we're in good shape.
All right.
And we can come on our own. Thank God. Thanks for that.
All right,
But
bro.
tell him I want to meet him for drinks and dinner and all that stuff, and I want to check out those Southern Bells down there because I hear they're so gorgeous.
Yes, sir. I'm going with y'all, and we're bringing you on the show.
I can't wait. But you know what, guys? I'm just, back in 2017, that's another thing I saw, and I think other people saw it too, in that Atlanta game. The guy that sacked Dak like 7 times was so insignificant, I can't even remember his name.
He got paid, though.
Yeah, he did get paid.
For like 6
What was
games
his
in
name,
New
Poe?
England, and then they got rid of him.
Hey, Jay,
What's your
we
name,
got to
Bo?
go, man. Thank you for calling. I'm going to go to dinner with y'all, and we're going to bring you on the show when that happens.
Love to see Jay and meet him.
Hey, playback that Phil Niekro.
Kyle will have to probably cut that. That was awesome. Hey, by the way, speaking of Kyle Forbath, they brought in Nick Rose and Tristan Vizcaino to compete.
Doesn't he play baseball?
That's Jose. That's Jose.
But Dusty Rose' son, Nick Rose?
Nick Rose? I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
Forbath is a career 85.
Is he a fat kid?
85.8% kicker who spent time on 5 teams. Most recently, the Patriots for 1 game when Nick Folk was injured.
Guess what, y'all?
He originally went to
He made
camp
his field goal and missed his extra point.
with the Cowboys in 2011 when Dan Bailey won the job. He also worked out for the Cowboys in 2016 when Bailey was injured but was not signed. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to get to G in Jersey, and we'll close out the show on Hangin' with the Boys.
Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Want to show your Texas and team pride too? You can. By purchasing your own Stetson, you can look just like how the flag guys do on field at every home game. Stetson hats, the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys and your favorite football team. Get yours today in the Stadium Pro Shop or at Stetson.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again for Tailgating with the OtterBox Boys.
OtterBox, the company that builds wildly overprotective phone cases?
The one and only. But cases are just the start. OtterBox is the official outfitter of tailgating.
If they can keep my phone safe, what can they do for my parking lot party?
How about protecting your beverages from suboptimal drinking temperatures with their elevation tumblers? And OtterBox elevation tumblers come in 3 sizes, a 10-ouncer, a 20-ouncer, and even a 64-ounce growler.
Check out all the colors and sizes of their elevation tumblers at otterbox.com.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
Whether you're into being a part of this or more into something like this, SeatGeek has the tickets to the events you love. It's the easiest way to find, buy, and sell tickets. Plus, with their Deal Score technology, they'll recommend the best seats in the house at the best value. So the next time you're craving this, download the SeatGeek app and let's go. SeatGeek.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
Found a way.
We are back. Christmas at the Star. Come see it. It's awesome. Presented by Albertsons and Tom Thumb every Friday and Saturday night
it's gonna
between
be
now
cold.
and Christmas.
Shannon said, "Bring your pets."
Yeah, bring them. I don't think we encourage it, but you can. They're not going to run you out of here if you bring them. So bring them.
Don't bring a sick pet. We don't need for the.
Merry Christmas.
For what? Clean up?
Yeah, clean up. Be
Clean
messy.
up on aisle 3.
Yeah.
All right.
30-yard line.
Our good buddy, friend of the show that we all met in person, G in Jersey. What is up, man?
G.
Fellas, what's going on, man? Y'all are absolutely bringing the noise today, man. Love the show, man. This is outstanding work by you guys, man. But real quick, guys, I want to say something to Jay from Rhode Island. Jay, I've been there, down and out. I will 100% sponsor your trip to Dallas, brother. I will pay for your ticket myself, and I will get you your game ticket. You know, I made it a point to take my baby girl to Dallas. She's one, but she's been to Dallas 3 years, when she was a newborn, when she was in my wife's belly, and now this year. But I will 100% sponsor Jay's trip to Dallas, man.
That's
Real
awesome.
talk, man.
That's awesome.
I'll walk the walk, man. All y'all got to do is give me Jay's information, man, and I'll link up, man, and I'll make that happen for him. But, fellas, just real quick, man, I just have a couple questions. Do you guys think that this coaching staff has stalled certain players' development? Because when we saw Cheeto 2 years ago, couldn't nobody tell us that he wasn't going to be one of the top corners in the league, top 10, top 15 corners. But he hasn't turned that corner now. Like, he's stalled. He hasn't gotten better. And other players as well. And the second question that I have before I let you guys go, and thank you so much for holding on with me today, man, is that what's it going to take for Jason Garrett to take over the offensive play calling with his back against the wall, 3 games left to his Dallas Cowboy coaching career? What's it going to take for, we've seen it happen in other places, McCarthy and Green Bay, for this organization to say, Jason, you call the plays from here on out because there's nothing left. Like, we have our backs against the wall. Thanks, guys. Please get me Jay's information somehow. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Well, y'all know what I felt coming out of training camp, right? Whatever I thought, man. That he should have been calling.
Yeah, you said that.
There's no way in the world. Ain't no way in the world. I'd have been released by Mr. Jones in training camp. Like, nah. I helped bring these players in here. I think I know what they can and can't do.
I agree.
I think I will call my own plays.
That's only right. Like,
that's what I would do.
If you're not going to give me a contract extension and you basically are saying, here's rope, you're either going to pull yourself out of this or hang yourself with it.
Yeah.
Then give me every ability to hang myself.
Let me have the rope.
Let me have the rope.
I don't think they'd let him have the rope though, because they originally took him off calling plays to be the walk around coach. I don't think they'd give it back to him.
I would have asked for it. I'm with you. I would have been like, hey, my job's on the line here. Let me go out swinging. But to answer Jay's question, it ain't happening.
Not this late in the season, right?
It ain't happening. That ship has sunk a long time ago.
But you know what? It would sink with me calling because I'm being honest. I said
or you wouldn't have been on it, huh?
Oh, man. Let me tell you something. We asked this question, what type of coach will it need? The coach got to come in, and the players got to know without a doubt it starts and stops with that coach. I'm telling you, it starts and stops with that coach, man.
Not here.
What about
the first part of his question? I thought was an interesting part.
About
developing.
Was he talking about from a coaching standpoint or from the right players not playing?
No,
coaching standpoint.
Coaching. And that has been one of my biggest gripes with Jason and his coaching tenure. Because I start looking around and I'm saying, don't tell me the first round, second round, third round pick is being successful. They went that high. They're supposed to be successful. Most teams, your first, second, third round pick, you plug those guys in. Most teams are built, when you look at the core of a lot of these teams, it's fourth round to free agents. What has this, I always say for coaches, what does your coaching tree look? If you've got 10 or more years in this league, what does your coaching tree look like? And what does your player development looks like? And I think under his regime, what is his coaching tree? What guys have he brought into this league who have branched off and gone other places and had success in this league? The great ones you can talk about, like, right? When you look at the great ones in this league.
Reed, boy.
Andy Reid.
You got a bunch of them.
Right? Like, Bill Belichick may not have success from those guys when they go other places, but they go other places. They're good enough that come from that tree that other people want them. What coaches from your tree has other people wanted? Has other people coveted your coaches from your staff? What players? When Bill Belichick released players, they don't have problems finding jobs. Because he ain't paying everybody. He let them go. So my thing is, what players have come from your coaching tree, and what players have you developed? The guys who the Cheetos of the world. What guys have maybe been late round picks that you've seen emerge and become valuable assets? And people are going to say, well, Lyle Collins. You can't buy that one, because had he not had the situation with his girlfriend being murdered the day of the draft, he's a first-round pick, or at least a second-round pick, and not even make it to Dallas.
Right.
What are some players that are beyond, fourth or fifth round that we've seen in this 10 years here that we've seen grow and develop and do something?
I'm going to give you a name, and I don't know if I'm not saying this is an indictment on coaching or this is even what you're talking about, but in 7 games, 5 sacks, Taco Charlton. And I don't know if, like I said, I don't watch their games. I don't know, but just from a stat standpoint, 7 games this year, 5 sacks.
I look at a guy like Anthony Sendejo, who's been a safety in this league now for about 7
Andrew,
8 years.
he was at training camp with you in San Antonio.
Y'all missing the biggest
Great
one.
mustache.
Y'all missing the biggest one.
Who?
It was a little receiver in New England.
Oh, Danny Amendola.
We cut this dude.
Yeah.
Danny Amendola.
We cut this dude.
Just cut him.
Oh, this dude is a beast for years.
Yeah, Sendejo, he's still he was in the league this year,
He
right?
back with Minnesota.
He's back with Minnesota.
Yeah. He was a free agent.
He was in Minnesota, then he went to Baltimore for a second.
Yeah.
And then he's back in. I mean, he spent 7 years in Minnesota as a starter.
Yeah, big contributor.
As a starter. This is the guy. You think we can't use the Anthony Sendejo here? You think? He pretty darn well over in Minnesota.
Terrence Newman did pretty good in Minnesota when he left here too, huh?
He was an old dog. He was a number 4, top 5 pick
from
K-State.
So my thing is
K-State it was?
Yeah, K-State. So who have they developed? We got a guy right now that we've all been calling for that they just won't let play. How long have you been? Your boy, we've been calling for Jordan Lewis to play forever.
I got in a fight with one of my coworkers behind this dude.
Blake Jarwin.
Yeah.
We've been begging for Blake Jarwin to play.
Fellas, this was good times today.
Yeah.
And I thought we weren't going to have anything to talk about, man. And
that's why I tell you, let the callers.
We could do a 2-hour show
today. Let the callers, man.
You brought it today, man. We ain't even.
Well,
purple shirt.
Because you going Wednesday and Thursday you present offense and defense.
We present offense and defense.
Dog, do your job now. Don't make Come on now.
Know your job.
We're going to stop this now.
Do your job.
Know
your job.
Fulfill your job.
And fulfill
your job.
I'm like, okay, let me tell you how.
Guys, who is Phil?
This how dumb I am. I'm saying fulfill your job. I mean, do your job. And y'all trying to tell me the right way being, not making y'all don't want your boy to look dumb, so y'all start spelling F-U-L. I'm like, you spelling it wrong.
And then you spelled it fuel.
I just went the right stuff here.
Hold on. This is how you know.
Fozell.
So look,
fulfill.
He printed out every other word. The one word that he didn't know, he wrote it in cursive, just so you can be like,
no.
Every other word is written out.
Just so you can get through it.
What I was going to do.
Every other word out in print.
F-O-R-E.
He wrote it in cursive.
F-O-R-E. But I'm just saying, I know how to spell that. But what I'm saying is, I'm messing up so bad because I want to hurry up and get my story out. But I'm saying like a brother instead of like these guys.
There it goes, pointing to the other side of the table again. Man. Well, tomorrow, what are we going to take more phone calls?
Because Wednesday and Thursday, you have a job to do, and you're not getting away with it.
I have a job to do.
We're going to be in cover 2.
We have a job.
Do your job.
I got
back deep, cover.
Don't let them get in the seam.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm
going to stay out there and make sure I push them out.
Yeah, come on, let them inside, man.
Kyle, thanks for keeping us on the air. Caden, thanks for staying away. More phone calls
Kyle,
tomorrow.
I know who Phil is, too.
Hanging with the boys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!